I can't take them on my own, Oh, I'm not the one, you know, I have killed a man and all I know is...
Hey YouTube, how's it going? Thought today would make the video I promised to make to you. The newest additions to the fish room. God, I'm looking yellow, don't I? And that's because the light is in a yellow bucket. Anyway, the newest addition to the fish room is going to be a pair of Jackson Chameleons. For the past month, I've been trying to work with the reptiles a little bit more. Leopard geckos are obviously successful and easy to keep. However, the past two imports, the blue-headed calote, which is a new species of January 2013, this is this year, and the sailfin chameleon, which is a little bit more harder to find in captivity as far as captive breeding goes, so I was hoping to try that out. Both of them failed miserably, both of them died, both of them showed up kind of iffy, and I ended up with no lizards. So this is my next attempt. I ordered from Underground Reptiles, so this is kind of be a little bit more of a review on it. Kind of just the basics here. I had contacted them about 2 weeks ago about the Jackson Chameleons. I had not got any pictures until the day they shipped. It was a big fight trying to actually get photos of the animals. In my opinion, it wasn't the best way to handle things, I guess. I would have rather had the photos of the animals before I purchased them. But it just got to the point where I was just so sick of waiting for the pictures, I figured it would have just happened. I had spoken with someone by the name of Ryan B, and he's the one that I kind of talked to on and off throughout the past week as far as ordering them and getting them all set up. On Thursday, I was hoping to order them so that they would arrive on Friday, which is my day off, I guess. I get out at about 10 o'clock, so I would have been here by 10:30, so when they arrive, I would have been here to receive them. And he said that wouldn't have been a problem. If I order in the next couple minutes or so, I'd be able to do that. So 5 to 10 minutes later, I call back and say, hey, I ordered, making sure they're going to show up on Friday. Yeah, no, it turns out they're not going to show up on Friday. We'll have to ship next week. Kind of irked me a bit, because a couple minutes to me is about 5. To say that you can say that to a customer and then change your mind after that little bit of time there. So it turns out I had to confirm my address first, and my name and my number, and when I wanted them shipped, and yada yada yada, even though I had talked right over the phone as to who I was, when I wanted them shipped. And obviously they had my number for the past 2 weeks now, because I've been calling non-stop asking questions trying to get this all to work out. Finally, after not seeing any pictures up until yesterday, I had called and said, what the hell is the problem, what's going up? I made sure that I called before they shipped anything out, because I didn't want to be screwed, I guess, in terms. The person that picked up the phone that I talked to this time was by the name of Alex. Now, I believe Alex is known as Inbred Ned. I don't know why, if it's just some sort of a joke around the pet shop or something like that, but very kind, very nice, probably the best experience I've had so far with working with any kind of reptile distributor from just a mom and pop kind of a shop, I guess. It was one of those deals where I called, said I've been waiting for pictures. It's been about a week, it's been about 2 weeks. I did call on Thursday expecting photos after I paid for them. Wrote Friday, didn't get any response. Wrote Saturday, didn't get any response. He apologized for everything that happened, promised it would never happen again. If there were any issues or any problems in the future, just to let him know. Obviously, he's an employee, he's not the boss. So what he can do exactly, I don't know. But it was nice to hear, I guess. It was a good thing to hear that someone was willing to care, where the past couple times no one really did. So he said, well, when was your order placed? I said, well, on Thursday. When did you want them shipped? I don't have anything here for Brady. And I said, well, guess what? I sent an email last week on Thursday saying I wanted them shipped on Monday because they couldn't be shipped on Thursday. I'm looking right at the email. I've got the email right in front of me. I said, you know what? That's not a problem. I'll ship them out. Is there anything else you want? I said, well, if I could get pictures of the pair before you ship them out, not a problem. No freaking way. No way. I haven't just been told not a problem to get pictures. No way. Within 10 minutes, I had photos of the Jackson Chameleons. Now, that's pretty damn good customer service. Why I didn't get that about 2 weeks ago, I don't know. If it's just the person, the personality, rough day, rough night. I get all the situations. I assisted at managing a pet shop. I know all the pains in the butts. I know the freaking questions that you don't want to deal with. I know the people you don't want to deal with. But in the end, if you want more publicity and more, you know, high recommendations from others around the area or around the country in general, you want to be able to get the word out. You want positive reviews. The moment you get negative reviews, no one's going to want to order for you. Screw that. You can have the local business you have, the people elsewhere, no one's going to want to deal with you because you didn't bother to want to deal with them. So to be able to have that myself and be able to say that I could put up with it, if I could put up with a couple hundred people every day from January, was it May? God, May of 2011? A long time. A long time. And then manage the place, take care of both the employees, the pets, the animals, the customers, pissed off customers over random shit, and just the dumbest questions like, my fish are dying, I don't know what's wrong, I'm treating the tank with half a cup of bleach per gallon to kill off the algae. You're putting bleach in your fish tank, sir? What? Really? Is this a joke? No, serious. Believe this serious. I've dealt with the dumbest stuff you could ever imagine, and that's just one of the very, very many situations I've had that I've just absolutely looked at and gone, this has to be some sort of a joke, but they were all real, and I dealt with it, because it's part of the job. You take the job, the responsibility is to make sure that the customer comes first. You want to make sure the customer is happy, because without the customer, you have no business. Without the business, you have no money. Without the money, you have no pay. Without the pay, you have no house. Without the house, you have no living life space at all. You live with mom and dad. Mom and dad scare you, don't they? I just wish it would have been better to begin with versus waiting for what had happened later on with Alex. Would have been nice right off the bat to have those pictures. Would have been nice to know everything that was going on. I have yet to contact them. I'm going to be making a review on Fauna Classifieds, saying it was still positive. The one thing, and I do disapprove of, I guess, as far as shipping. This is what I got as far as insulation. Not a fan. Not a fan. What I would rather have seen with that is a shredded newspaper, something to provide a barrier between the bouncing tube paper bags with the chameleons inside from either side of the box, just to help support them. Obviously, if you've got two little paper bags on the bottom, right here, they can bounce all the way up and hit the side if something goes wrong during shipping. That's not fair. That's not... You want to make sure that this little paper bag is as safe as possible, and there's nothing in this paper bag. There's nothing to this paper bag. It is a flimsy paper bag. It is a paper bag. There's nothing with it. There's nothing inside of it. What I really liked was about the previous people who shipped me the chameleons, even though they died of internal parasites, they shipped them really, really well. The box had been insulated with shredded newspaper, and inside of the bags where the chameleons were had been insulated with shredded newspaper as well. Worked beautifully. They looked completely supported. It looked like, you know, had there been any issues as far as shipping, it would have been that they sat and overheated. It was very well shipped. I was very happy about that. This one, and the first person I bought from with the colloids, terrible. They were terrible with shipping, but they also did second-day shipping. So can I say that both of the chameleons arrived alive? Yeah. Do I say they look in beautiful condition? Do I say they look perfectly fine? Yes. They're eating, they are already drinking. The male hasn't drank yet. He may have already while I'm doing this. This is my third time trying to make this video. The first time I coughed because I choked on a Frito. Don't know how that happened. The second time I broke a glass, shattered all over the floor right in front of the camera. And the third time I sneezed really loud and spat on the camera. Yeah, now you know why it's such a pain for me to get these videos up. So I'm going to show you the chameleons, show how they look. Once again, they've been eating and drinking. I'm not going to force them. Maybe I'll make a feeding video later on or just add that to the clip. Otherwise, I'm just going to show you for right now how they look. Alright, so they're not in the biggest tank of the world. Main reason is because chameleons in a larger space are going to have a lot more difficult time catching food and getting drinks, especially at the small size they're at right now. So it's just a 10-gallon with a 10-gallon topper. It's got the screen caging for extra airflow there. I don't have a complete and total screen cage. I don't think it's going to be an issue at all, though. So even though you've got some airflow here, it should be fine. What I have suction cup to the side before I even get to the chameleons, this is my own little custom-made, well, dish, I guess. What you do is you take any kind of container, I guess, any kind of material. You can take the bottom of a blue plastic drinking cup. I took the bottom of a Pringles can, and I just cut it out, maybe cut about, I don't know, 3 inches from the bottom, and stuck a little hole in the back of it, and stuck a suction cup I had from like an old power head right through the hole, and just stuck it to the side. Let's see if I can get a view of that at all. Barely. There's the tip of it sticking out there. So it works very well versus going out and spending, like, I think it's like $20. They sell these little hang on the side wall things. I don't know if it's Exoterra or if it's anything at all, but they're 20 bucks a piece, and they hold 2 little like jam dishes or something. And for 20 bucks to say that you can do that when you can have this big old bowl, be able to stick crickets in it without having them jump out too far. I break off the legs, of course, but I think it's a lot neater, a lot nicer, a lot easier to work with versus spending all that money for a rock with 2 little bowls. So that's that. Right in front of it is the male. This is the male Jackson Chameleon. When I did put that little bowl in there last night, it had 3 crickets in it. All of them are gone, and as you can see, he's kind of sitting by it, so I'm assuming he ate them all. I have not seen him drink, like I said, but I expect that to change. There we go, get a little more focused on him. Otherwise, just a cool species of chameleon. Very basic, very easy. Personal opinion as far as chameleons go. The only downside to it is when they do give birth, they have live birth, and it is apparently fairly difficult to raise the hatchlings. So, and then the female. Oh boy, if I can find her. Oh, there she is. There is the female. So I did just watch her eat, or not eat, yeah I did. I watched her eat and I watched her drink. I did not see the male eat nor drink, however the crickets are gone, and I don't think it was the female. He was kind of guarding it pretty well. But just to kind of explain the setup, what I've got is a 40 watt heat bulb. It's just a daylight blue, I think. Just to supply a little bit of heat, and I've got a UVB which covers a good amount of the area. The key about these guys is you don't want to have a whole lot of heat to them. I know there's a lot of people that disagree with that and say you got to have an extremely hot basking spot or a really hot basking spot will be fine. These guys, yes, are found in Africa, which gets fairly warm, but they're found up higher in the mountains where it's a little bit more humid and a little bit colder. So these guys aren't going to want a higher temperature like the panthers can handle, or the Malagasy, not the Malagasy, the Austerlitz chameleon. I believe those are going to be a little bit more of a higher range as far as temperature goes. These guys, not so much. It's not really something that's going to want to tolerate it too much. I think you're looking at about 78 on average just for the basic room temperature. Should be fine. I think these guys are sitting at about, you'll probably find out if I look at this number here. Yeah, you're looking at about 76. So down here they're in about 76 degree temperatures. The basking spot probably gets about 80 to 82 if they want to go up to it. As you saw, the male was sticking down to the bottom corner, even away from both of the lights. I've got the UVB, so that way it's in a bigger, broader spectrum, so that way it covers the majority of the area. Also, when they're over here basking, if at all, it kind of combines the two of them, so that way they're getting the heat and they're also getting the UVB rays. So awesome, pretty good idea. I do give them options to be able to hide in the back corner if they have to get away from the lighting. It's all up to them. So that's my recommendations on it. That's what I would do for a setup. I wouldn't necessarily want to be throwing a whole lot of heat at them and make sure that they can't get out of the way of it. This way they have a choice if they want to go from one side where they can get heat, kind of sit in the middle where it's a little bit of light but there's no heat really, or sit over here where it's a lot cooler. So their pick. They've got the crickets obviously to get to. They've got the drink down on the bottom. This is just regular water dish. What I have all the way up down at the top is going to be the little dripper. Yes, this is a simple do-it-yourself kind of an idea. However, I was just so freaking lazy and I bought it. So very easy. You take the tube, stick it on the front. You have the valve open all the way, or open some of the way. I have it stuck down the top of the tank, and it drips down. There's the hose. It drips down onto that leaf, I think, over there. So once the leaves are wet, it kind of gives the chameleons the idea to go ahead and drink it. Then it even goes further down and it splashes inside the bowl to make it look even more like rainwater. I watched the female take, she took interest in it right away, went right after it, so I was kind of happy about that. And watched her drink, which was really happy about that. So good news and good news. The male, I'm assuming he's going to drink just because he seems really healthy. I assume he'll be next, but we'll see how that goes.
So pretty basic, pretty easy. You know, I let it drip for just a couple minutes. You got to do that multiple times in a day to make sure they're hydrated. Chameleons are a very, very, very vital thing about them, to make sure they're hydrated and well fed. Otherwise, you'll have issues. Another issue with them is not having too much calcium. I think you're looking at vitamin D3, if I remember right. You don't want to have a whole lot of that in their diet. Otherwise, maybe once every couple of weeks, I want to say 6 weeks maybe. So otherwise, they will be given calcium supplements, regular vitamins and stuff and whatnot. So I wish I could see them better in there. But that's really the setup. That's my view on the setup. As they get older and bigger, maybe things will change a little bit, but otherwise right now that's how it's going to be. Crickets we placed in the bowl. Mealworms I'm also adding in there just to see. We got the dripper system for water. We've got the UVB and the regular heat. That's about it. Well, ventilation, 78 degrees, well 76 degrees, and then about 80 degrees I'd assume over underneath the light. That's it. That's really all I got. So this is the new adventure for the new Chameleons, I guess. Once again, order from Underground Reptiles. Check them out and see how it is. I will be contacting them, making a review on fauna classifieds, and then probably giving you email back would be a good idea. Yes, I disagree with how they were shipped. Yes, I love the fact that they they look fine. They look in good condition. They look healthy. They're eating. They're drinking. So I can't complain too much if they're here and they're okay. But that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you all next time. What it's going to be about, I don't know, but I can guarantee you it's going to be something. And that something can always be something else that might interest you. If any words I just said made you want to go see the video, please like the video. I'll see you all next time.
You'll have to watch me struggle from several rooms away. But tonight, I need you to stay.